up, people? Welcome back. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I am doing great. Just got back from Florida doing a really cool project and I'm feeling a little tan. I did get really burnt though. My chest, my back, not good. Before we begin, if you guys find this content valuable, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, let me know in the comments below. Also check me out on Instagram at Carlos Stiggs. I post a lot of behind the scenes content as well as stills and actual video footage, so please give me a follow over there. And now let's get into today's video. I really want to just glance over some important aspects of a recent shoot that I just did, and that primarily sums down to the point of when you have a low budget and you see the potential in the project, whether that means you see the potential in an artist for a music video or you see the potential in a business for future opportunity that way, and they don't have the current budget, but you see that long-term value, sometimes it's important to take that and create the best possible product that you can with what you have. So for today's example, I recently shot a really awesome kind of music video for this solo violinist by the name of Samir. He approached me with $400 for this video with a simple concept of, I just want a stationary tripod shot of me playing the violin. And once I got the song and I heard how good he was, I was like, this could be really interesting. And normally $400 doesn't even pay for me alone. What I did was I saw the potential in this project. I saw what I could possibly get out of it as well as far as the cinematography aspect. How well can I light this? Can this be like a kind of experimental project in a way, and to allow for some creativity and without the pressure of some bigger budget type of stuff. And I really felt that this one was a great opportunity for me to kind of just let go a little bit and just create something awesome. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the budget. Considering he had $400 and that wasn't even enough to pay me, I took that $400 and I put it all into the location. And that's probably going to be the biggest point in today's video, is the fact that location is one of the most important aspects of filming, hands down. As a cinematographer, you can light, you can do as many camera moves and do whatever you want, but if you are shooting something that does not fit the vibe, does not look good, is super boring, and yeah, it's not going to be great. And you could be the best person to light, best person to operate the camera, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be an okay video, because location, production design, art, all of those different things are what make a cohesive project what it really is. So we found this location on Pure Space, and it was in Brooklyn, New York. Very awesome space. It was pretty small when we walked in. It was a little smaller than I expected, but we made it work, and it was stunning in there. I thought the aesthetic with the plants, the red couch, the fireplace, the windows, I thought those were an amazing opportunity to create some depth and create some interest. The main thing I want to stress is when you do have smaller budgets, take a look at what your project entails and find what the most important aspect could be for that project. To break it down even more, for me, and when I looked at this project, I saw violinist, simple tripod shot, that's it. So, what is the most important thing here? I knew that I could light it pretty well. I knew that the tripod was going to be stationed. I don't need to put any money into that. What would make this just that much better? Location. That's how I pretty much broke it down, was what is the most important aspect to elevate this project. And for me, it was location. I could have shot this in an ordinary bedroom, a white wall. I could have done it in so many other kind of just typical places, but I felt this room had character. It fit the warmth of the vibe of the song, and it also fit very well with the complexion of his skin and the clothing that he was wearing. And considering that he wore all white, he pretty much contrasted the red couch perfectly. The audience's eyes get drawn directly to him, and that's the goal of this video. He's the subject, he's the one playing the violin. So it's our job as a cinematographer to make sure that we are focusing and directing the audience's attention to where we want to go. And for me, in this project, it was him. So the white outfit against the red couch and all of the green plants is what made it this much of a cohesive project. So to quickly glance over the cinematography aspect of this project, his initial thoughts were just a stationary tripod, and that's what we did get that. We got that stationary wide. But as a creative and as my job to be the director DP on this, I felt that we could do a little bit more. So I asked him if he was open to kind of experimenting a little bit with different angles, some movement, and he was 100% into it. So what we did was a combination of stills with the tripod, either wide, profile, tight, and we also did a little bit of handheld movement. The reason why I wanted handheld was after the wide, I saw the emotion that the handheld, first of all, the handheld wasn't even in the question when we were discussing. It was mostly going to be stills and dolly. I didn't even discuss handheld because initially I didn't think it was the vibe, and I don't think it really fit. But after the first couple takes, I saw the emotion that he was bringing when he was playing, and I saw the movement and the swaying and kind of the rhythm that he was moving. And that's the way I like to look at handheld shooting, is you're essentially dancing with the subject. There was one point where we were on the tripod, and it was about halfway in the song, and I just ripped it off the tripod and just went completely handheld. And for some reason, it just felt absolutely right in that moment. But I really thought that the focus was a major aspect of the handheld look. Being able to anticipate what the subject is going to do allows you to rack focus to certain things. For example, I focused on his eyes right here, and then we brought it right back down to his fingers. Having that rack focus allows you to, again, bring the audience into that focal point, and it really allows you to feel that emotion of that particular point in the song. The other thing that we used was our homemade dolly, and if you haven't seen the video of how we made this dolly, click the link somewhere around here or just go to my channel and take a look. So I've used this thing on 2 projects already since we've made it, and it has been a game changer in the way that I've been shooting. Allowing for some smooth movements and some great pans and tilts, it really allows for that just extra professionalism, extra cinematic look that usually I don't get because I don't own a gimbal for my Ursa, so it's usually handheld or sticks. Having that dolly just created a little bit of movement, a little bit of smooth motion to bring you in and out, and I really felt that that was vital to the totality of this video. In terms of lighting, we went fairly simple with this project. I didn't want to overdo it. I wanted to keep that natural look because we did have really big windows. I wanted to allow natural sunlight to kind of be the main focus point of the lighting. So what we did was open up all of the windows and just allowed the natural light. So the light that I used to motivate the key light coming from the windows was the Nanlite Forza 300 with a parabolic softbox. Now the reason why I used this light was because it is easily accessible. I have it, it's easy to set up, and the color rendition is very good. I love Nanlite 300, has a great power output that matched the intensity of the overcast window light. Secondly, for some of the close-ups, what I did was I brought in a second sheet of a silk. So what I did was place that about 2.5, 3 feet and above the diffusion, which allowed for a complete filling of the silk sheet, because when you double diffuse or you're bouncing into a sheet of diffusion, you don't want to get a little spot, because that means that you're not really getting a soft image. Again, you want that big broad source, like I always say. So moving the silk away or moving the light back so it fills the whole entire sheet of silk allows for that very wide, broad, soft source. The reason why I did that for close-ups is because I wanted to emphasize the softness a little bit more, kind of get rid of some of the extra sheen or shine on his face coming from the material on the Nanlite softbox. So that was a great way for me to kind of just tighten up and clean up the image a little bit for the close-ups. The only other light that I used for this project was, if you look at this wide right here, the kitchen. Now I turned all of the lights off in-house, only using natural light, but I noticed that the kitchen area was extremely dark, and I didn't like the built-in light that they had. So what I did was I took a Nanlite Pavo tube, put it on a stand, and bounced it up against the ceiling, which created a soft overhead light. Even though it's not the most glamorous lighting setup in the world, adding that little bit of light in the kitchen just boosted the exposure a little bit and made it more natural. And sometimes as a cinematographer, your goal isn't to make the most stylish shoot, it's to make it look real, natural. So that Pavo tube is a great example of something that's not stylish or sexy, but it does the job exactly how you need it to. So that's it for today's video. And if you guys found this beneficial and useful, and hopefully you guys can use this on your next project. Again, if you were approached with a project and the budget isn't exactly what you're hoping for, take a look at what's in front of you. Is this something that you could find benefit in for your reel? Is this something that you could find benefit in for your business? Is this an artist that you see potential in growing with? Is this a business you see potential in growing with? Can this be a great opportunity for you to experiment, meet people, and just honestly shoot, get a camera in your hand? And for me, this was one of those projects. And sometimes money isn't all that it is, and yes, it's extremely important, and yes, I value money pretty highly, but sometimes I have to take a step back from that and realize that I'm there to create some art. I'm here to create things, and I just want to have a camera in my hand. So I want to give a big shout out to Tomas and James on this project for behind the scenes and being a production assistant. Can't thank them enough. So before I head out, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, let me know in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram at Carlos Stiggs. I appreciate you guys every single day. Again, this community is growing and I couldn't be more grateful for you guys. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.